G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden. It's early in the morning and I wanted to get this video out before I start working in the garden because I'm making a lot of changes at the moment and I'm really starting to think more outside of the box. And honestly, the climate around where I live here in the Byron Shire has changed a lot since I first moved here in the mid-80s. We used to always get a consistent rain at a certain time of year, like Easter. It just used to hammer down. We used to call it the Easter rains, and they had the blues festival on and people would sell heaps of gumboots. It would just always rain. You just knew. You could set it by your watch almost, you know, like go ting and then bang, it would be on. So anyway, I'm planting some new plants and I'm planning out the garden to be, and I'll show you what I've got at the background. I'll talk about what I've got here at the background because I'm just filming on my phone at the moment to save a bit of time and still be able to get these videos out to you to help you with your garden along the way as well. You see, things are changing, and without getting into that whole climate change and thing and everything like that, I've just noticed the climate change over the period and how rains have changed. We don't get the rain at the same times, we get it at different times, a bit more storm activity. We've always had hot weather. Even as a kid, I remember getting it so hot we had to go and swim in the neighbour's pool. But this season they're calling on the east coast of Australia and a lot of Australia to be very hot and a lot of storm activity, which means we're going to get high humidity. And I was just having a look at the long range weather forecast. I watched one called Weatherco NZ. He's great. He does all the Pacific, all Australia, all New Zealand. It's absolutely brilliant. And he shows this hot red line coming down and we've got so much humidity coming. And I've just been slowly over time transitioning to more tropical plants for the summer period. I just find that they survive, they thrive, and they're just less hassle and you get food from them. And so, you know, one of these plants that my wife has talked me into is okra. Now, you would have seen the okra in the pot where I shown the last video, a couple of videos back, to do with my garden, which is the cost of living victory garden, right? V for victory, guys. And the okra plant is going to play a huge role in the summer here. Now, I pulled out, one of my friends is going to like this because he doesn't like the sweet potato taken over everywhere. I pulled out the sweet potato and left it over on the far side here, and I put in okra. Now it's sort of camouflaged in a bit here. See if we can get a bit closer and keep this shot within range here. All right, we're sort of shooting on raw video straight on site. Look at this, this is okra. And this is okra, and these were in those pots that I shown you a while ago when I was doing the video of the cost of living one that are growing out of the big barrels in the pots, and I put them into the ground. I put cardboard down, and then I basically put some aged straw, some aged grass from the grass bales over the top, and this is around my compost pile. So there's a lot of nutrient will be seeping in. There's a lot of nutrient in the actual material that they're growing in. So I suggest I know they're really going to pump, and they grow really tall, this variety. And so I'll be able to plant things underneath once they get a bit of height to shade them from that intense summer heat. So maybe some different leafy greens and things like that. Something that I want to look at trialing along the line and see how that works. But first I've got to get the height in there, and you know, they can grow up to 3 feet to a meter. I've had 1.5 meters and harvesting off them every day, which was really good because I was like, hey, this is a food if we can harvest one every day from one plant. If I've got half a dozen plants, we can half a dozen, you know, and we keep a couple for ourselves, and then over a few days, you know, we can sell little bunches of them. We actually put packs together now and sell some packs of things like might be a zucchini, a cucumber, some beans and stuff. And I've got another plant, bitter gourd, which we're going to put behind here. We're going to remove where you can see these silver beds. Going to be pulling them up and changing them over and putting a bitter gourd melon in, which is another tropical plant that grows on a vine. And I found out you can eat the tips from those as well, same as you can for sweet potato. So I'm like, wow, I'm just learning so much and I'm really thinking outside of the box. And another thing is because my wife's Filipina, and I know what it's like living away from your own country town, your own home, your own country, and missing certain things, you know, like you get homesick. And so if I can grow that type of food for her as well and help her so she can cook those recipes and things that she likes eating, that she grew up with, that she's used to. So we're going to be putting, yeah, the bitter melon gourd, or gourd, or however they pronounce it, which grows like a big trellis. So yeah, we're going to be building that. So I'm really thinking outside of the box of what I can do to grow more different plants at home. And I'm finding more and more that I'm heading down that line for summer for subtropical. So I'm setting up these systems that I can grow and put into place, such as like the bean trellis systems, the vertical poles and things like that, that'll be there for years. It's just the initial setup of getting them going each year so I can get the results that I need. Now, this plant, the okra, it's a great plant and it comes in lots of different varieties. So what I'd recommend that you do before you start growing, look at me, I'm a bit scruffy this morning. I don't have my team going, Marty, come on mate, get it together, get looking good. I don't have a team, it's just me, man. Me, myself and I behind the camera at the moment. So okra comes in so many different varieties and it's a really interesting plant. And the more I look into it, the more I'm like going, hey, this is really cool. And I believe that, you know, as it gets bigger, you could possibly put another tier down below and build a little mini trellis and run sort of cucumbers or something down below. It's really got some things that it can do. You could even put, you know, little herbs and things sort of down underneath. And I've got like a Thai basil growing down onto one side, and I think maybe I'll grow Thai basil at the front of it if I can get some more plants or some more seed, and sort of go from there. So by thinking outside of the box, what else do I mean by that? Well, we need to sort of forward think about why we're growing it, when we're growing it, and how we're growing it, right? Those things. But then what are we going to do with it at the end? Like, because I've grown lots of stuff and then I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to cook it. And I think that's something that I need to really bring forward to the channel. I get a little bit concerned with stuff like this, and I think it's just me as a YouTuber thinking, oh, people are going to watch it. People are going to like it. Is it, you know, and then I put in a whole lot of effort and then I don't get much of a response, and it's sort of a bit of a downer sort of thing. But I'm just looking at ways going, how can I actually really help people through these times and these problems and everything that's going around? I'm thinking, oh, maybe I need to just do a harvest cook and show you what I'm doing here. A little bit more in the production thing, and I sort of need some help with that type of thing, someone holding the camera and stuff. So we've got to figure that out. But I think that would really be really great. Someone mentioned about the pizza sauce. How I make that, they want to see that. People have put little things in the recipes for the last video about comments of how to make the pizza base. So that was the video I was talking about becoming my thoughts on self-sufficiency. And you know, we need to turn these things, so we need to think outside of the box, learn how to grow them, grow with this ever-changing climate that we've got, of this crazy weather that I'm noticing is just getting more, you know, like more tropical here all the time. And then how do we use it, you know? And I'm noticing lots of comments in there about people wanting to share. And if this whole thing with YouTube rolls out near the end, where the community, where we can actually, community people can put in photos and share posts and things like that, it would just be amazing. And I think it can go a whole new direction. I just wish it was open tomorrow. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I think we really need to start thinking outside of the box a little bit more, growing some plants that we haven't before, learn how to grow them, do some trials with them, because you make a few mistakes at first and then we learn how to grow them better down the line. Anyway, hopefully you've got something out of that video. I've got to start building the trellis for the bitter gourd, which is going over here behind this area here, and apparently they grow really huge. The the stuff's really bitter. It's a really bitter plant to eat, but super healthy, and you get a ton of food off them. So I'm interested about that, getting a ton of food off that small space. So anyway, wish me luck. I'll let you know how it goes as we get down the line. I know people want to actually see the progression of the garden here as well. Give us a big thumbs up if you haven't already. And we'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.